Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com. And today we're going to talk about correcting class 2 bites with distalization. And a lot of you are asking me if you can do this with braces instead of with Invisalign, because maybe you're looking at Invisalign being too expensive or too much of a lab fee. Although I've got tons of videos on how once you push through that and you do more Invisalign, I know it sounds like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm super not. I just see it happening in so many offices where once they push through to the point where they get the volume discount, this becomes like a non-issue because you realize how much less chair time and how much less overhead Invisalign does. And then you're getting the 8% discount at least too. So it's really negligible. But in any case, just to answer that question, distalization is the process of progressively or sequentially scooting molars back. You can do it only if you do not have third molars and only if you do not have erupted or impacted third molars. You can do it a little bit on the lower, maybe 1 to 2 millimeters, but you can do it a lot bit on the top. So it's great for class 2. Obviously, you need to have a pano and visualize the bone and make sure you can do it. You want to look at the bone. Sometimes people have anatomy where you can't do it. You can also look at it intraoral as well, but it's a really, really great trick in order to correct class 2 bites if you're beyond the point where you can't grow jaws. Of course, my first choice is always to grow the lower jaw to correct that bite, right? My second choice is going to be distalization, to scoot the upper teeth back. I know some of you are a little worried about tongue space, but I don't really think that's going to make a big difference. It's certainly a lot less tongue space reduction than with extractions, so it's still my treatment of choice if the patient is done growing. Now, third option would be, I would say, call these subpar options or suboptimal options. And I would only give these options if the other two are not possible for whatever reasons. But I think you still need to give the other two options because I think the patient needs, I know the patient needs to be explained all the risk, benefits, and alternatives. You cannot make the choice for the patient. You can tell the patient, this is the only choice I feel comfortable offering for the following reasons, experience, or whatever. You can go to an orthodontist or another dentist to have this procedure done, but I still think it might be better for you. But you can't just say, this is the only thing you can do. You know what I mean? You have to give options, risks, benefits, and alternatives explained, even if you don't offer all the alternatives. So that is a big mistake that a lot of dentists make, is that, especially general dentists, is they don't give all the options. They just give the option they feel comfortable doing, and that is a huge oopsie because later you can get in some big trouble with your dental board, and I've seen it happen. So I would highly recommend you don't do that. And a lot of the clients I work with, I have to re-educate them on how to present the options. And I have to train them up on explaining the options. And a lot of times they realize that they can offer more options. They don't just have to offer that one option that they learned in that one class. Anyways, I am getting off track. But a lot of you, when you get excited and you've done some distalization cases in Invisalign, you're like, well, why can't I do that in braces? Well, you can, but this is the kind of mousetrap you got to put in. It's a terrible, archaic mousetrap patient experience. I would never allow my kid to get one of these. It's just terrible. I mean, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the teeth and gums. Why would you want to put this terrible mousetrap in that's going to have tons of emergencies with all these springs and things coming out? It's going to make the patient unhappy. It's going to make the parent unhappy. It's going to make you unhappy. You think it's going to make you happy because you think you're saving yourself money, but it's not, because you're going to have tons of emergencies and it's going to waste chair time. So this is one of many different distalization appliances. These little mousetraps have been around for 50, 80 years. I mean, this is what I used back in residency before we had Invisalign could do all the sophisticated stuff it could do. But now when I see a case like that where we can't grow a jaw, they're too old, they're past puberty, and we've got class 2, I don't want to take out premolars because I know that's below standard of care at this point when you can do things another way. I really think it is. I think 20, 30 years from now, if people who are doing a lot of those are going to get themselves in trouble. So, because we just know it's not the right, we know it's substandard in many cases, especially for class 2 correction. So anyways, all these videos are just my opinions, but this is what happens when you want to do it with braces. So you can see that this is a substandard experience. So just wanted to show it to you. All right, thanks so much.